Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Motormaster Monday, your favorite time of the week, and it's never usually the Monday, that's for sure. NASCAR Motormaster Series drivers are gathered here at Atlanta Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5 for Round 5 of the 2021 NASCAR Motormaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. And we've got a battle for the lead. Jordan Durasek trying to hold it down in the 74 with Nick Don Francesco in the 6th and Matt Smith in the 10 right behind them. I'm NASCAR CEO Tyler McMurder alongside Rob Oglesby, driver who finished in the top 10 with Tailgate 250 this year, and our in-race reporter Chris Ryan in the 9. Thank you both for joining me.
It's great to be here, Ty. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Let's hope we stay in this one.
Yeah, I hope so too, to be honest. Yeah, we got action all over this racetrack. I have no idea where to begin. I just mentioned the top 3 drivers. They've broken away from the rest of the field. We should also mention, folks, that Dave Marks Jr. picked up his first career pole award here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series. And he's dropped back a couple of positions since the start of this one, but really proud moment for him and that number 51 team from Bruv Motorsports. Just got passed by Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61, Brett Baker in the 21, and Cameron Norton in the 1. They're all right there in the battle with them. This is all inside the top 10. Actually a battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Brett Baker in the 21 leading this 4-car pack. He's the one in 5th. Former NOSSCAR champion on NASCAR 15 is Brett Baker in the 21. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61 just behind him. Former NOSSCAR champion on NASCAR 15, as well as Supercross and GTA 5. He's raced with us all over the place. Gran Turismo Sport he's joined us for, and several other platforms that we've hosted leagues on. And Jeffrey Robinson Jr. actually just took the 5th position away from Brett Baker. Those two know each other really well. They've been racing with each other here in NOSSCAR for years. A lot of respect between the two, and with the 61 up into the 5th position.
47 car went down pit road.
Wow.
Not sure if it was an unscheduled stop or what's going on.
No, what it's looking like is, I believe it's a lap 11 of 19. I've got 6 laps, so I think some people will be short.
Okay.
So Jordan Green, 6-time NOSSCAR champion, is on pit road, expecting to be short on fuel.
Here comes more cars. 51 car just got tagged in the rear trying to come to pit road.
You're right. I don't even know if there was contact made or not, but nevertheless, you're right. He spun it at the entrance to pit road.
On my screen, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Ty, but on my screen, the 51 got down on pit road and it was a little fast, and he just spun it off of the apron.
That's kind of what it looked like to me too, but the angle, yeah. I had a better angle, I think. I think the angle I might have caught it at over Rob's angle was, yeah, I didn't think there was contact. Yeah. But scheduled pit stops beginning here. Matt Smith in the 10.
93 car coming into pit road.
Ooh, Shadow is like glitching, like turning, spinning down the track, glitching. One of them.
That's not good.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch
that. Following him on my screen now, and he's not glitchy on my screen.
Keeping up with the pit stops here. Jordan Durasek is on pit road.
I believe he's going pit road.
He's coming down pit road now. He's coming pit road. The 08 car's coming with him. Whoa, the 08 car just squeezed in there.
Pit road's a very busy place.
Trying to push it.
Roman Nation's coming off.
I got 3 laps of fuel left. I think Trouble's trying to stretch, as always. He's the master at that. I cannot.
Harold is the master.
9 car will be coming in this time by.
And you can tell him that I told you guys, he is part of the Jarrett Hall crew. All right.
Oh, and heavy damage to the front of Timmy Brown's number 8 Chevy Camaro. I didn't see what happened to him, but he's getting back up to speed, and this is over towards turn 2. He might have just been leaving pit road, actually, but there's a lot of damage to that car. And Chris Ryan, in-race reporter in the 9, now brings his car to a stop in the pit stall for service. Also would like to mention 6-time NASCAR champ Jordan Green is motionless on pit road, and it looks like his night is done. Here for Motormaster Monday, I didn't see exactly what triggered that. We saw that he pitted a lot earlier than the other drivers, but Now he's done. Chris Ryan leaves pit road.
Is the 74 car still leading?
Yeah, let's throw it down to the in-race reporter, Chris Ryan. Chris, who do you have as the race leader?
Trouble for you, still leading.
Oh, wow, didn't you know it?
Not coming.
Oh, he's coming now, though, yep. 39 car just came down pit road, so that'll surrender the lead.
Yep. I believe he saved his tires enough because I was catching him pretty good at the end of my tires. He saved it pretty good, but I believe he may be able to stretch it, but it is a gamble at Atlanta.
Is he still showing the lead on pit road?
No, it shows the 90 has taken over the lead.
The 90 has taken over the lead.
So that would be Bradley Gill into the 90, and now he's on a bit of a streak. He's got points in stages for 6 of the first 8 stages of the season, and was the points leader after the second race of the season. He's yet to come to pit road, I believe.
Just passed it up again there, Ty.
Yeah.
How many more laps do we have left?
I'm on 17 of 19, and I'm on the end of the lead lap. He's going into 1 right now.
2 to go right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 to go is up. So if he comes now, that's no bueno.
He cannot. He'll take a penalty there, won't he, Ty?
Because he's the leader. He's the leader.
He
can do that, but
he can still come in. Yeah, you're right.
He's already taken 2 laps, though, so this is the last lap on his.
Yeah.
He didn't bother to slow down then, so he's going to run it.
He's going to run it. This is going to be interesting. 90. And this would trap a number of cars 1 lap down, I do believe. He's yet to come to pit road, and I'm surprised that he's able to pull this kind of strategy off, but you guys are right. If he runs out and he makes a pit stop, he will be penalized unless he pits again at the end of the stage. That's Timmy Brown right behind him in the 8 car, coming up to try to unlap himself, and
he does.
Bradley's really slowing his pace down now.
He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. His car stopped running.
Then he just crossed the finish line, so I believe it is over.
He crossed the finish line out of fuel.
Wow, the stage is over.
1 on pit road, yes.
Stage 1 is in the history books. Bradley Gilliland wins the stage, and I believe that it's Matt Smith finishing in 2nd, Jordan Duracek finishing in finishing in 3rd.
No, it's a JWoww 2nd, Flash 9 3rd, Napa Fan 4th, NASCAR 5th,
okay.
Juicy J 6th.
Top 5 receiving no stage points. Stage winner gets that valuable playoff point, and Bradley Gilliland pulling off a great strategy there in stage 1 to get the stage win. Great start to him.
People trap the lap down will be Armstrong, Twizzy, and Lone Wolf. But Lone Wolf flagged out, so it's Armstrong will be first car 1 lap down.
Yes, sir. He'll be back on the lead lap, and Jeff Grady will have to be hoping for a caution or hoping to be the first car lap down at the end of stage 2. And time will tell here. Man, there's a bit of a shakeup in the running order, Rob. I don't know if you noticed that or not. Jesse Carlson is now leading this race. The green flag back in the air.
That 20 car has been fast wherever it's gone.
4 wide for a moment there after the green flag was waved, and they straighten it out. They're going again. Bradley Gilliland lost a number of positions there because of it, though. He was forced to the outside 3 wide. And it's Jordan Duracek taking the lead from Jesse Carlson. Matt Smith in 3rd there.
Oh, they get a little loose there.
Nick Don Francesco got into the back of Jesse Carlson.
He just lagged out or something. His car's in the pits.
And I saw that whole thing there, Rob. Matt Smith got a nudge there from Nick Don Francesco, and that nearly caused a big chaotic incident. And you're right, Jesse Carlson is out of the race and off the racetrack and done for the night here for Motormaster Monday. That was nearly a big moment right in front of the entire field, and it's just hard racing for the win here for the lead. Look at this action, Rob. they're the top 15.
I was going to ask Papa how his car felt back there in the draft. He seems to be behind this lead pack. A lot of wind coming off them cars here at Atlanta.
My car feels amazing right now. I just got to make sure that I give Shadow a bunch of room. They seem like they're really racing each other right now.
Yeah.
Battle for the lead's heating up here. Jordan Durasek just had a big moment there, and he got out of shape for a moment, gathers it back up, and now it's Matt Smith in the 10 getting out of shape.
Into the wall.
Matt goes back now into the 4th position in the 10 car. Cameron Norton in the 1 up into the 3rd position. That's the highest he's run all race long. Brett Baker in the 21 now up into 4th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Alex Tesdall, Jason Doro, they're all going with them. Jordan Durasek is going to lose the lead. Nick Don Francesco puts the number 6 machine out front. Cameron Norton trying to go with him in the number 1 car. He's down to the inside of Jordan now. Brett Baker trying to go with him. There was contact made. It looked like Cameron went up the hill a little bit. Jordan's going to drop back to the 4th position, and it's a dogfight at the front of the field. Top 10 cars have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field. And we have a new leader again, folks. How many lead changes are we going to see, Rob? Nick Don Francesco just lost the lead, and it's Cameron Norton leading the way in the number 1 Chevy Camaro with Brett Baker up there in 2nd. Now, I could be wrong, but it seems like once you get kicked to the outside, and if you lose all your momentum and you're up on the top line, you're going to get freight trained by a couple of cars that are right behind you. And now Brett Baker takes a look to the outside of Cameron. He couldn't quite get the job done to take the lead, and he loses 2nd place to Jordan Durasek as a result. Jordan to 74.
Lose 3rd spot because the 16 car is up under him. Has a good run, and he's bringing the train with him. Here comes the 08 car. Brett Baker's in a lot of trouble out there on the outside line.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, Jeffrey down to the inside using the draft with Jason Doro and the 08 car just in front of him. And now once they go back to the straightaways, the car to the outside has the advantage, because even when you're running single file, that's where you run on these straightaways, and that's where the draft is. So Brett prevails.
Baker finally got back in line. He brought it back down to the bottom. I think he's in 5th spot, battling for 4th. Now he's battling for 3rd.
He kind of made sure he got back down into the
He got into the 74 car.
Yeah, he got into the J-Lob, got him really bad.
Yes, he did. Brett Baker overdrove the corner. Contact was made, and he got into the side of Jordan, and Jordan paid the price for Brett's error there, and Brett just nearly hit the apron there and came up into the side of Jason Doro as well, so the handling might be going away on Brett Baker's number 21 car.
Juicy's giving him all he can give him there. Coming out of turn 2. I think he's going to take him on this back straightaway. The 61 car drops low. Brett Baker goes high. And Juicy pull it off in the turn. No, he falls right back into the line.
Great action all over this racetrack. And Jordan Durasek now on pit road after that incident here. And he's going to take the time to repair the damage, take on 4 Goodyear Eagles, and get himself to the finish of this stage. We're working stage 2 of the Georgia 250 here at Atlanta. And while we're talking about all the action going on, it's Cameron Norton running out front with Alex Tesdall running in 2nd. Jason Doro runs in 3rd.
That's running around these ones that are loose though. Brett Baker looks and Juicy was passing him, so a little bit of a net spike, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, my car feels amazing right now.
Good.
Ready to do this.
Guys, I'd just like to point this out. Before this cycle of pit stops began, the top 6 drivers are all drivers looking for their first career NOSSCAR Motormaster Series win. Jesse Carlson is on pit road. Brett Baker is on pit road. Jeff Grady and Jordan Green are also on pit road, but they're done for the day, it appears, as they are motionless. But scheduled pit stops beginning here in stage 2. And as I mentioned, folks, we might be about to witness history here tonight. Drivers like Brett Baker, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Jason Doro, Jesse Carlson, they're all running near the front, and they're all hungry, looking for their first career win. Cameron Norton in the 1 car was leading this race before the cycle of pit
was
stops
coming
began.
in for a pit stop, I believe, and he spun and he took out 2 cars.
Stage
You're
is over.
right.
Stage is over.
The stage is over, and there's a wreck coming to the line. It was
There's
Jeffrey
flag,
Robinson
it
Jr.
was
and Nick Don Francesco. They were yet to hit the line. Oh, that was a wild one.
Muck first, Popeye second, Flying third. We got Duke King, or Juicy fourth, Duke King fifth.
Who won the stage, though?
Mucka.
Ah, great job by Mucka. So that's
9 car
Jason
worked his
Doro.
way up to second. Beautiful, beautiful.
The 08 car
Got a hot
takes
rod,
the
a hot rod today for this 9 car.
Sure.
Doing beautiful.
Yeah, in-race reporter
Loving it,
Chris
loving
Ryan wheeling it to second there in stage 2, just behind stage winner Jason Doro in the
I need to
08.
defend my championship, man. This is my race champion. It was my first win last year.
Was it Atlanta?
Last
Nice.
season. Yeah. Only with Atlanta.
A feel-good
In the
moment
truck
it was.
or
Might be about to have
maybe
another here. Green flag back in the air for the final stage. You're watching the Georgia 250 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway here on NASCAR Heat 5.
Duke King just, I got the apron and just, yeah.
Oh my goodness. They were 3 wide for a moment there in that turn. They straightened it out. They're still 3 wide, and they're thundering around this racetrack, folks. They know it's final stage time. Up front's Jason Doro in the 08, Matt Smith in the 10, right behind him in second, and it's Bradley Gilliland in third. Remember, he won stage 1 with that wild strategy he was able to pull with the tires and with the fuel. Chris Ryan runs in fourth, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in fifth, and it's anyone's race at this point. 18 drivers started in this race, 16 of them left on the racetrack, all 16 of them on the lead lap and in contention for the win. And a couple of drivers near the front looking for their first career NOSSCAR Motormaster Series win, and it would be a big moment for them if they could do just that. They're going to have to deal with Matt Smith, who runs in second, though. There you see him in the 10. He's coming off a win earlier tonight at Phoenix International Raceway. It was his second win of the season, and he's been on a bit of a roll here ever since NOSSCAR began on NASCAR Heat 5. A little bit deeper in the field. We got a battle for the position here. Daniel McGriff in the 93, Brett Baker in the 21, Alex Tesdall's right there with him. Rob, what were you going to say there?
We have a battle up here for 6th place. The 51 car, our pole sitter is falling back to 8th. He was in 6th place, but a couple of cars got past him. I'm not sure if he's got some tire issues or some he's learned a little strategy, maybe holding off because he's got a fast car. He showed that by landing up on the pole there, Ty.
I couldn't agree more. I think that the speed is there. I think that the traffic is just a little bit overwhelming. We've seen a lot of these drivers break their way forward to the top 3 and then kind of get stuck, fall back to mid-pack and be stuck there for quite some time. Like drivers like Alex Tesdall, Brett Baker, Dave Marks Jr., Cameron Norton, they're running mid-pack right now, just barely inside the top 10, and at one point all of those drivers were up there battling for the lead. So it's really a momentum game, and it's all about working the traffic. I think Dave's just been kind of stuck in the mid-pack area and having a tough time moving forward. And a battle.
Juicy's trying to get him to that lead pack. They're a 4-car breakaway. The 5th car, I think that's Popeye pushing them. They're working really well together because they're closing on the head pack.
Don't want to interrupt you, but we do need to mention this. There's a lead change. Matt Smith in the 10 has taken over the top spot from Jason Doro in the 08, and Chris Ryan in the 9 has now worked his way around Bradley Gilliland for the 3rd position. The top 4 have separated themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit. And then, as you mentioned, Rob, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Nick DonFrancesco, they're the ones battling in that 2nd pack, along with Cameron Norton.
The 6 car just went around Juicy. Juicy's on the outside. The 1 car is underneath him. If Juicy can just drop in and get on that train, those 3 cars can catch that lead back.
I think you're right. And they might take Alex Tesdall on the 16 with him. He's the one in 8th. Brett Baker right behind him in the 21 and 9th. If some of these drivers can get hooked up a little bit and stop fighting with each other a little bit, they might be able to work towards the leader. It's Dave Marks Jr. rounding out the top 10 and 10th. He's not too far behind that trio of cars trying to run down the top 4. Daniel McGriff leads the next pack in 11th.
These trios are catching up. That's the key here at Atlanta. If you can line up to get to the lead and then argue about the lead when you get there, rather than trying to have the argument, you're putting the cart before the horse. But these guys can do it. If they can just stay together, they'll catch that lead pack, and they could probably blow right by them if they stay uniform.
On my screen and the viewer's screen, if you're watching the 2 packs. There's Nick DonFrancesco in the 6. There's Matt Smith in the 10. Matt Smith is the leader. Oh no. Sound the alarm. Matt Smith is the race leader. And
sound the alarm.
That's it.
That was from Matt.
And then there's Nick DonFrancesco in the 6 car leading the 2nd pack in 5th. Just to give you an idea on the telemetry between these 2 groups, the gap is actually shrinking. Or it was, but now Alex Tesdall gets to the outside of Jeffrey Robinson Jr., now gets back in line. It was a battle for position there, but that's not what they needed. They were gaining ground on the front 4. The 2nd group now starting to get a little bit broken up. They're losing the top 4. It's Matt Smith leading the way with the Georgia 250.
We have some pit stops happening here. The Juicy's coming in for pits. 3 cars coming down pit road. We have the 1 car, the 16 car, and the 61 car.
And they're the ones working together. Rob, this is the drivers from the 2nd group making this pit stop together, coming down pit road.
They're all fitting together, yes. It sounds like they got a plan there, Ty. I think these guys up front might be having some company here pretty soon.
Yeah, they just might. And
the leaders have just been nose to tail, putting out some blistering speeds.
Short pitting like this is definitely going to work to their advantage. They might be able to gain some ground that way and then use the draft as the laps wind down for the fuel for this next pit cycle.
Looks like we're breaking up the pack. There comes some of this lead pack. Might be we might have some takers this time by.
See, here's the thing: if you short pit, you've got the speed and you can gain time.
We got 3.
But the drivers that stay out a little bit.
The 10 car spins out just before he goes into the pit road.
Wow, I can't believe that. You're right. Matt Smith was leading the race and he spun at the entrance to pit road. That's going to be we're going to have a new leader after all of this, Rob.
We certainly are. The 90 car just proceeded on to the outside.
Yeah, the 90 car just went in off of the corner and just slammed everybody going into pit road. At least that's what it looked like on my screen.
Well, this shakes up everything. But back to what I was mentioning. Short pitting really helps you gain ground on everybody, but you lose time to the drivers who pit a few laps later because they've got the fresher tires than you. But here at a high-speed track like Atlanta, where the draft is important, you might be able to short pit, gain the ground on that front group, and then utilize the draft to stay with them and stay at their speed. So what I was trying to say is good strategy call for Nick DonFrancesco, Cameron Norton, for those guys to come to pit road a couple of laps sooner to try that. And Matt Smith.
Who's the leader at this point, Chris?
The leader right now is a custom car. I'm not sure. I'm in 5th place. I can't see 2nd and 1st.
That's fine.
We got to update everybody here, guys. Matt
pit
Smith
road.
came back onto the track behind drivers like Dave Marks Jr. and Timmy Brown. Therefore, he is going to be outside of the top 5 once this all cycles through. So that problem on pit road really costing Matt Smith a lot of time. He might be outside the top 10 after this.
Wow. That just shows you the speeds they run here at Atlanta. This is a fast track.
So it was Jason Armstrong leading the race there in the custom number 12 Ford Mustang, and now he surrenders it. He leaves pit road now and throwing it down to in-race reporter Chris Ryan to find out who the current leader is.
Oh, we got a car spin on the back.
Yep. Current leader was the 90, but got put in the wall by Mucka and then came down and took me out.
Oh, and that's a shame. In-race reporter Chris Ryan, former Motormaster Series race winner, was involved in that one. A little bit of damage to the right front of that number 9 Camaro, but he's going to soldier on and keep going. It looks like still on the lead lap, but now outside the top 5. But in-race reporter giving us the intel we needed there. The 90 machine is leading this race, and that is Bradley Gilliland. And what a story it would be.
Mucka got up into him coming off of 4, and he came down and took me out. So, yeah, it was the 90. Mucka pushed a little too hard up the corner and got him.
Oh, I understand now, yeah. So Jason Doro, the new leader in the 08, but aggressively taking the lead away.
Very impatient lead change, yes, sir.
Nick Don Francesco right behind him in the 6 runs in 2nd. Bradley Gilliland in the 90 runs in 3rd. They're all kind of close enough together to draft and maybe get within distance of each other. But here's the thing I wanted to point out to you, Rob. The second group of cars, Alex Tesdall, Cameron Norton, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., they're battling right now. But if they get single file, they would run down the top 3 in no time because those top 3 drivers are very spread out. They're not drafting right now.
They're spread out. You're absolutely right. If they could just tighten up there for even 2 laps, they would organize themselves to where they could probably pass these 3 cars, because these 3 cars are so spread out. They're not getting the benefit of the full draft on these turns.
They might have heard us, Rob. I'm not sure, because Cameron Norton, as soon as we were bringing that up, has lifted a little bit, and now he is tucked in behind these guys and riding along. So time will tell, folks. The laps are winding down. We're going to throw it down to in-race reporter Chris Ryan to find out how many laps to go here in the race. What lap are you on, if that's easy?
So far, I'm on 59 of 82.
Perfect. 23 laps to go here in the Georgia 250. Round 5 of the 2021 season. Posted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. We're glad you're with us. Motormaster Monday main event time. Chris Ryan comes to pit road. He's going to repair that damage and get her back out there and going again. This is a little bit off sequence, but it's something he's got to do at this point in the race. Jesse Carlson in the 20 sits motionless. 3 cars off the track and out of this one. 18 of them started the race.
Yeah, I've got a lot of damage. Tried to keep it off the wall, but it just, yeah. When they come down right there on the front of your car, you just have no control. It just goes right through the wall. Which is all right. We got the damage fixed. We'll try to get a top 10 today. We're hoping for battle back. There could be cautions. There could be anything.
Exactly. Not to mention there's a couple more waves of pit stops. Cameron Norton in the number 1 car just came down pit road, and that was giving up a top 10 position. So there's drivers still making these moves to pit road at odd times. I find that this is a little bit too short to pit.
It is. You only got 17 laps of fuel run, and there's I believe 32 to go, or 22 to go. So that's it was a bad idea. I was losing too much, so I decided to just go in and fix it. So let's see if we can just...
Well, it sounds like that everybody's going to have to pit one more time anyways, so
yes, sir.
Might as well.
Yep. But maybe I can...
I'm watching that 39 car right now, Ty. and I think he's probably going to be a fuel
There,
strategy
someone
guy
spun.
here.
He just spun.
Oh, yes, he did. Sorry to cut you off, Rob. Yeah, Alex Tesdall.
Right up back into the track. Good stuff.
Alex Tesdall in the 16 spun there near the entrance to pit road. Now brings it and collects it and gathers it back up and brings it down pit road. He's going to park it in the stall. Scheduled pit stops here in the final stage beginning, and they're all going to have to come back to pit road before the end of this one. So just to sort things out for you, Jason Doro in the 08 is the race leader. He's yet to come to pit road. Nick Donfrancesco in the 6 runs in second. Bradley Gittleland is in the 90 car. He runs in third. And none of those 3 are yet to come to pit road. And it was the second group of cars trying to work together to maybe run these guys down. That included Alex Tesdall, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Cameron Norton, and a few others that were trying to stay in the pack with them. And they have, some of them anyways, have already come to pit road for their scheduled service just a couple of laps ago. So strategy is being deployed to try to run down the top 3. And we can also tell you now, Nick Donfrancesco has brought his number 6 Chevy Camaro to pit road. We're keeping our eye on the top 2 to see when they're going to make their move. And so far, Jason stays out, Bradley Gilliland stays out. There's Bradley Gittleland in the 90. Picked up a stage win earlier in this race, and it would be huge for him to pick up the win here in this one. It would be his first career NOSSCAR Motormaster Series win. Of course, it would be the first career NOSSCAR Motormaster Series win for Jason Doro as well in the 08 machine as he now surrenders the lead, comes to pit road. Bradley in the 90 is going to do the same. Both are going to pit on the same lap. And I believe that this is going to give the lead over to Daniel McGriff in the 93, but we're going to wait for the in-race reporter Chris Ryan to give us that info.
As of right now, the 08 is still in the lead. '39 has taken the lead.
You called it, Rob. Keep your eye on Harold Burden. We had to interrupt you when you called it because there was a spin at the entrance to pit road. But Rob, you called it, man. He's the master of saving the fuel and saving the tires.
Saving the fuel.
Rob, you and I have raced with him for years, way back since NASCAR 15 on the PlayStation 3 console. What do you know about Harold? Everything you're about to say, I know as well. But tell the viewers about this man.
Harold is probably one of the best drivers that NASCAR has in its stable. I can't say enough good things about Trouble. He's got the heart of a teacher. He's a great driving coach and is willing to work with you at any point in time. He's coming down pit road
Trouble's
now.
coming down pit road right now.
He's coming down pit road now.
He could not have came to pit road any better than that, folks. I actually thought that he was maybe going to miss the entrance to pit road because he was going way too quick. But he got it woed up just in time, and I can tell, folks, that he did not get a speeding penalty. That was picture perfect.
Wow!
And I
Brett
caught the
Baker
whole thing.
just slammed me.
That was a textbook example how to enter pit road there by Harold Burden.
Brett Baker just black flag slammed right into pit road.
Long-time NOSSCAR driver, and that's a tough break. We're hearing from in-race reporter Chris Ryan. Contact made between he and Brett Baker coming to pit road, and it's going to give Chris a black flag for speeding.
No, negative. I believe the 21 will have a black flag because he came out of nowhere entering pit road on the outside.
I see.
Yep.
And let's see.
He does have a pit road because I'm leaving right now.
Yes, sir. Chris Ryan leaving. Brett is motionless. So penalty for Brett Baker for speeding entering pit road there. Tough deal.
15 car has taken over the lead.
Napa fan.
It is. Well, it's interesting here on NASCAR Heat 5. I don't think that this was meant to be on purpose, but the number 15 numeral is beside the name. Like the symbol is there, but it's actually the number 6 Chevy Camaro that he's driving. bottom left corner of all the viewers' screens right now, if you're watching on the NOSSCAR YouTube channel, it says the 15 beside Napa Fan, but he's in the 6 car.
It's actually that's one of the cars on the NASCAR Heat 5 platform that does change numbers. It had 2 different sponsorships I think for the 2020 season, and that driver, or the licensed driver to the game, had to put the second car in. So that was pretty interesting for the Xfinity Series.
Well, I'm glad that you just said that, because, yeah, I didn't have a clue what that was about. I thought maybe just a simple a technical error or something, but that makes a lot of sense.
I think Vargas is the driver of the actual 15 car in the Xfinity Series during that season, and he also drove the 6 car, and since he had license rights in the game, they just added both to the same car. So it'll show as the 15 car, but it also shows as a 6 car in the Xfinity Series on NASCAR Heat 5.
Interesting stuff. And so Nick Francesco in the 6 is leading this race, unless Jordan Duracek just took the lead, Duracek rather, in the 74.
I unlapped myself.
Oh, okay, thank you, Jordan.
Nice.
And Jordan's good at that. I'll tell you, he's great at unlapping himself if he has some sort of incident or a mishap in the early going. And he seems to be able to go up there and get his lap back the hard way. Did that earlier tonight at Phoenix and did it again here tonight at Atlanta.
And Tomac, I just want to let all your viewers... Oops, sorry. Tomac, I just want to let all your viewers know that the sound of the accent from my voice, this is actually my home track. My house is probably in the shadows of turn 2 if you're following the race leader. Just right off turn 2 is my backyard.
That's amazing.
I grew
special
up in
place to you.
It's a very special place. For a long time, we had the last race of the year in the NASCAR series, and that was a very big event because they would have a little championship breakfast on Monday morning after the race for all those that stayed over. And I was able to attend a couple of those.
Sorry about that. I was trying to gather what was happening here. We have a battle for the lead. It's Nick Francesco in the 6. He has Jason Doro in the 08 just behind him. You're watching it, folks. And the 2 cars behind them are both 1 lap down. That is Jordan Duracek and Brett Baker, 74 and 21. They're battling for position. And this is all going on. And this is all going on with, I think, under 20 laps to go for sure. And everybody is going to need to come to pit road one more time before the end of this one for, I believe, what would be the right sides and a splash or just a splash.
74 is coming in pit road right now. 74 cars.
He is. And so that's going to, it's just less drafting work to deal with here for these lead 2. And we have a new leader. It's Jason Doro in the 08.
74 come down by himself.
Nick Francesco in the 6 car runs in 2nd. He's got 3 wins here in his NOSSCAR Motormaster Series career. Jason Doro in the 08 has none. He's started in fewer races than Nick, but he would really still like to put a tally in the win column here in his NOSSCAR Motormaster Series career. He's come close before in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series and here in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series, and tonight could be the night. No better way to do it, no bigger way to do it, Rob, than in the main event of Motormaster Monday.
Motormaster Monday.
There's Jordan Duracek leaving pit road. He's not a factor right now for the lead or for the win, and he's going to have the fresher tires, so he might catch these guys before too long, but it's not going to be a battle for position. There you still see Brett Baker in the 21 with these guys. He's not a threat for the lead either. Cameron Norton in the 1, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61.
Brett's about to earn his lap back the old school way.
Oh, we have a wreck over here in
hit
turn
the brakes
3.
and he spun.
We have a
Dave
crash.
Spun on purpose on the backstretch on my screen.
Yes, sir.
There's no reason that 51 should have spun on the backstretch. He just spun around, took half the field out while he was doing it. There's no reason for it.
Well, he could have popped a tire. I've seen that many times, but we'll definitely be looking into that. So there's a reason right there that
coming
could
right
be.
up on pit stops, yeah.
Dave Marks Jr. in the 51, and now the cars are actually slow right now.
Yeah, he's down on the...
yeah, I was just about to say, Rob, he's down on the apron slow right now, and they don't even have control of their cars anymore.
No.
So I think that he truly does have a flat.
No, it's over. Yeah, he brought the caution out, and his race was finished. So he finished under caution.
Oh, and so that was the conclusion of the event then. So Jason Doro in the 08 machine is going to win the Georgia 250, the race ending under caution. And that is it, folks. The checkered flags wave for the 08 car as he crosses the line slow at caution speed. Nick Donfrancesco in the 6 is going to finish in second. What an event. And let's see if we can get them into the text chat that we're in to get some post-race interviews, folks. What an event that was. How many different lead changes did we see? And how many different grooves in the corners did we see used? The draft was a big factor in this one. No cautions for on-track incidents until the very end of the race on the last lap. And we're now in victory lane, and here we find Jason Doro, driver of the number 08 Chevy Camaro. He parks at a victory lane. He wins the Georgia 250. We're going to get interviews with the top two here, but starting off with the race winner, man, Jason, you had one heck of a race out there. It was long green flags runs all race long, no cautions for on-track incidents, and it seemed like in the final stage when everyone was trying to figure out exactly where they were going to stack up with their long-run cars and trying to work the draft with each other to run down the leaders. It seemed to be you and Nick Donfrancesco, Bradley Gilliland, and a few others near the front, and you pulled it off. Tell us how you were able to do that and hold drivers with that much talent and that much speed behind you and take home the win.
First of all, feels good to bring that car in the victory lane. It's been a while. Feel bad for Flash. He spun going into the pits there. First green stop flag. He had a fast car. Those other guys, man, they were breathing down my neck the entire race. It was rough going.
Yes, sir.
It seemed like I had the better long run car out of the guys that were left out front. Pitting at the right time paid off big time. Taking some tire pressure out of my right rear seemed to make my right rear last a little bit longer, and burping it in the middle of the turns seemed to save that right rear a little bit.
There was drivers really doing everything that they could to try to run down that top group, like Cameron Norton in the 1 and Alex Tesdahl in the 16, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61. Drivers were short pitting and drafting and working together, but they just couldn't seem to get back up there to you. We saw a number of different lead changes and a number of different leaders. Who stood out to you the most, and if there was a late race caution, who do you think it was going to come down to at the end?
Late flag caution, that would have been a run between, Flash, the 15, myself, Just to name three off the top. There's just a lot of fast guys out there today. A lot of guys get caught a lap down. When that caution came out at the end of the second stage, I ended up not pitting with those guys and ended up getting the stage win. And so there was a pretty upset drivers at that. There are a lot of fast guys that got caught a lap down. So I hate to see it, but I'll take it.
You've become the 33rd different driver to win a NOSSCAR Motormaster Series race. You now have a win here in the 2021 season. You're locked into the playoffs. Tell us what this means to you as a sim racer yourself.
Getting locked into the playoffs is huge, but not going to stop now. Going to go for win number 2 and hopefully bring it home next week.
That's what we want to hear. Congratulations.
Fantastic.
And best of luck to you from this point forward.
Yeah,
Thanks.
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That was Jason Doro, driver of the '08 Chevy Camaro, picking up the victory here. And joining us now is Nick Donfrancesco, driver of the number 6 Chevy Camaro. Nick, you had a heck of a battle with him there at the end of this one, and you had the lead there for a bit. Lost it there towards the end, and it looked like you were making a run back on him to challenge him again for that position, but just couldn't quite get the job done. It was a close battle there. And take us through those final laps, battling for the win with Jason.
Well, I knew I was going to have to do like some sort of, I was going to have to defend my position, but I couldn't do it because his tires are like probably 2 laps better than mine. But I used that 74 car trying to save as much as I could, and I just was short probably about a half a lap. But man, that 08 car that dude was fast, man.
Yes, sir, he was. You were showing good speed yourself. You found victory lane in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series, the NOSSCAR Legend Series, and you've got 3 NOSSCAR Motormaster Series wins as well. Not many drivers racing here in the 2021 season have seen victory lane more times than you have in NOSSCAR. How does it feel entering these races, knowing that you are a bit of a veteran and have that kind of status here in NOSSCAR?
I mean, it's great to be one of the veterans in the field, but I mean, I'd like to win more and add to it, but competition's getting better and a lot closer, so everything is a lot harder to get now. So it's definitely a challenge, trying to get that first one of the season, and can't thank my team and everybody behind me trying to help me out here. Yeah.
Excellent job. Excellent job tonight.
Man, it's great, and you had a great run tonight. It was good to see you run that car, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that was Nick Donfrancesco, driver of the number 6 Chevy Camaro, picking up a top 3. And you see here in NOSSCAR, on the NASCAR Heat Games anyways, a second and a third place finish at the end of the race, not the stages, but at the end of the race, that does give out 1 playoff point. So coming close to getting the win, but not quite able to pull it off, still does reward these drivers. And like I mentioned, Rob, during the broadcast, those playoff points really do come in handy once the postseason begins.
They certainly do.
Rob, your final thoughts here on tonight's main event for Motormaster Monday at Atlanta.
Man, I'm going to tell you, that was some fantastic racing that you've once again, you put the talent together, Ty. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I am truly entertained with your sim drivers, man. Just the quality of the talent that you're able to put together. And I had a front row seat all night, man. That was pretty good.
I enjoyed it myself. Yeah, the number of lead changes that we saw at Phoenix and at Atlanta. It seems like every time we have races here on Motormaster Monday, we're not always talking about the same guys. It's a big discussion. It's a big open group of drivers that have an opportunity of winning these races. It's not just 2 or 3 guys going out there and dominating. Seems like everybody really knows what they're doing and is coming a long way. And it's exciting to watch these guys go out there and battle for these wins every week because everybody seems to have a shot.
And even the positions even the top 10 positions. I mean, there was good battles on the track everywhere tonight. It was just good racing, and 6 or 7 people could have actually won this race. I'm not taking anything away from Mucka, but this was a really, really good race tonight. I'm glad I was here for it.
It was a tight, competitive race. I know exactly what you mean. A lot of drivers had a really good shot at winning this one. And it's not easy winning a NASCAR race. So when the smoke settled and when it was all said and done, all the challengers, all of the hurdles that came in the way, it was Jason Doro, driver of the 08, walking away the victor. He was the best here tonight at Atlanta, and he got the job done. He's locked into the playoffs, and we're on to wilder things here next week for Motormaster Monday. Join us tomorrow night for NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series action, and join us this Thursday for NASCAR Super GT Series action on Gran Turismo Sport. From all of us here at NASCAR, I'm Tyler McMurder. He's Rob. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. In-race reporter Chris Ryan was also here with us. And until next Monday, we are saying so long and stay fast, folks.
Nice racing. Good job, everybody.